the streets of Detroit for round 7 of the EDRS Indycar series. I'm your host creator for today's events, and we have quite the race lined up. Our pole sitter Drift is ready to get us off to green here in Detroit. And first off, we're going to look at some of the things we have to look at today. Our latest winner is Cam. They won the Indy 500. They started third. Championship point standings. You can look at that. Cam is first. They have been dominant this season. Drift, our pole sitter for today at Detroit, is trying to hunt Cam down for that #1 spot in the championship standings. Still a lot of races to go, but as time runs out, so has the time for the championship standings to go on. Mabel in third, Hydrax in fourth, and Maverick in fifth. Cam by far has been the most dominant driver so far this season. And going to the schedule here, we are at round 7 Detroit. My bad, I'll have to go back there. Round 7 Detroit. And next weekend we're going to Milwaukee, then Auto Club. Still a few races left. And if we go back to the championship standings, my bad, I forgot to change it. We can see Cam in first, Drift 22 points behind, Mabel 31 points behind. So if Cam can continue this momentum through the next few races, they will be good and locked in for the Season 1 EDRS IndyCar Series Championship. And going next to our track here, streets of Detroit, very, very thin track. Not much room to make moves around each other in most parts of it. 9 corners, 45 lap race. Track is around 1.7 miles. Average qualifying lap time we saw was a 1 minute and 7 second lap, and the average race lap time is going to be a bit slower at 1 minute and 8 seconds. Now if we go back to the race here, still waiting for green, lined up in pit road. Again, Drift, our pole sitter. If Drift can get a win here, then that will help their run at the championship they're currently gunning for. And my bad, I just closed something. And yeah, about to get it started. We're waiting for a bit more people to join, I believe. And seconds, there we go. And Drift right here, Net 31, Drift Designs car, the championship points leader. They're going to be leading us off to green here at Detroit once everything's ready. And we're about to get lined up for starting formation, and we will be right back for the EDRS IndyCar Series Round 7 at Detroit. to start going here at Detroit. Drivers are pacing at a pit lane. And of course, Drift will be leading us off to green, followed in second. It will be Unusual. Third will be Mabel, another driver hunting for the championship up front here. Next will be, I believe, NASCAR Boy, then Boomer, then Mabel, no, then Boomer, then Sierra, and Durster's actually in second there, as a large field getting ready to head it to green. If we go back to our championship standings real quick, Drift, which is again starting at the pole. The driver who's not here is Cam, so Cam will allow Drift to continue to catch up in the championship point standings here. Get a lead on Cam, possibly at least cut down that 22-point lead a little bit. So you round a few more corners. You can see while we're pacing the size of this track, some of these parts are very skinny. You can see you can only fit 2 or 3 cars in this portion at the track at once without wrecking, so it's going to be quite difficult for drivers to make moves outside of these long straights that we see right here. Very, very technical track. Lots of contact happening in the back during pacing. Drift in the front stretch, I believe, about to go green. Now we see in second it is Unusual. Drivers had to lose time there. Still waiting, still pacing. So it looks like they are doubling up here. And green flag is out at Detroit. Drift with a great start off. Unusual, the only driver who can really contend at the moment. Already, Drift has escaped into the wall. Unusual is going to lose that spot to NASCAR Boy. NASCAR Boy now hunting for the lead, and he's going to hit the outside wall in the first corners. Drift takes off with a decisive lead here early at Detroit. What a start for the 31 car going back in the field. Unusual hunts down NASCAR Boy goes up wide through that corner. Here it comes Unusual. If he can gain any more time through these corners, he won't. 44 to go. As many battles seat up through the field, into the wall hard goes NASCAR Boy. Inside, Unusual takes the position, P2 for Unusual now, hunting behind him through the back straight, or front straight. And as this battling continues for second, Drift will take off, being a 2-second advantage on the drivers behind him. NASCAR Boy trying to get an edge on Unusual here to catch up to the leader, Drift. He's going to get to the inside, cannot make the move. Losing time through that corner. Unusual is going to gain even more time. NASCAR Boy very, very heavy on the gas through lots of these straights. Having to brake more in the corner, going more wide. NASCAR boy gaining time again here. And to get the position. Unusual. And it looks like Unusual starting to pull away here, going towards the back. We're watching Mabel hard into the wall, defending from Boomer. It looks like we have a driver into the wall to Sierra. I don't know where this is at. Looks like it will not impede on anything. Boomer in the back of the lead pack right now. The only pack we have. And he's going to go hard until he gets the wall, trying to catch up to Mabel. Escaping from him and getting on the leaders. Huge wall bump for Mabel and NASCAR boy. Both of them getting lots of airtime in the first few corners of the track. NASCAR boy wide as he's losing his grip on the leader, which is unusual. And back up to drift here. You can see he is hunting for a win in the streets of Detroit. Needs a win to squash that 22-point lead that Cam has in the championship standings. It's going to be tough, but the way they're running right now with how much they're battling behind them, if we get a relatively long green flag run to the finish, Drift should have no problem if he plays his cards right with his fuel strategy. 42 to go. The Detroit streets right behind, riding in the back. Still behind Mabel is Boomer. Gonna need a little more luck to catch back up. They're starting on that alternate tire, and we can see the leader Drift is starting on that primary tire compound, so they're going to be able to run more laps, playing a completely different fuel or tire strategy, pit strategy, than the driver in the back. Going to the driver in second, also on the primary tire. Second, it's NASCAR boy, additionally on the primary tire, and Mabel just lost the tire. Speaking of tires, Mabel driving without their front left. They seem to be going fine right now. They're going to lose it. I believe no. They're going to have to pull it back into pit lane early, unscheduled pit stop. And they get a free reset, able to pull it back in pit road after losing that tire. Next, still watching NASCAR boy losing more time on than usual. Takes off with a position 2 lead on P3 NASCAR boy. Anyways, going to Mabel, as I was gonna do earlier. Pulling out of pit lane. Right behind them is a 2-lap down Durser. Durser had a slow time getting out of pit road in the beginning of the race. Now they will be driving 2 laps down here in 6th. Back up front, Unusual is gonna spin in the first few corners of the track. Both the NASCAR boy and Unusual taking huge spins early here. And who is that? It's gonna be Boomer, who takes second, I believe. Unusual took a huge spill with the NASCAR boy. Both of these drivers are battling hard in the beginning of the race, and now they are no longer contending with each other, as they have all gained a considerable gap between each other. Unusual is going to try to gain on our current leader, which is Boomer. Boomer here, very lucky. First it was Mabel, who blew their tire. Second, it was Unusual and NASCAR boy, who spun each other out while battling. And Unusual is going to make a charge for it, cannot quite get the time, goes wide through that first corner. Now he's getting more time, lots of air time for Unusual. Gonna see they lost a tire there, lots of bumps with the wall for Unusual. NASCAR boy is now going to gain on him, 2 wide for second, or third, I mean. And in the midst of all this battling, we're seeing Drift have a field day, taking a massive lead on these drivers, battling it out for second. Boomer trying to hold second with a hard charging Unusual right behind him. So is NASCAR boy. Both these drivers are running strong in the front all beginning of the race. Now they're gonna get into each other. This is bound to cause some sort of incident. NASCAR Boy, Unusual, and Boomer all close together. Here comes the move. Unusual does not have to run through the front stretch to make the pass, but it sure is close. NASCAR Boy, right behind both of them. He's going to try to use them to battle to his advantage to make a two-car pass, and that's exactly what he's going to try to do through the first corner of the racetrack. Both Unusual and Boomer go high into the wall, and Unusual goes into the wall again.
That is in front of him does the same thing, and they're still making contact.
Yep.
We'll see if they can't try to get out of this. And through goes the...
That's exactly what I was talking about. NASCAR Boy using that battle to his advantage, and now he is the leader.
Yeah, through goes NASCAR Boy.
Of this pack.
And, oh, an Unusual shunts, I believe, Boomer. Gives him second as they go into the front stretch. But rather than first turn, Unusual not looking as fast as he was yesterday.
Unusual's gonna make the pass for second. Now NASCAR Boy gets into the wall hard. Lots of air time. And now they're both side by side through the front stretch going to the first corner. Boomer losing lots of time on the second place drivers right here. Unusual does not make that same mistake again. He will separate and gain some time on NASCAR Boy.
Hard contact. Same thing for the top two. The Desert qualified second yesterday. Right now, down at 6th, 2 laps down. Not sure where his pace went.
No, he had some big issues early in the race that he had to stay in pit road through the first few laps. And oh my god!
Head on into the wall.
And he's
Unusual
just gonna
back up in the second. Meanwhile,
oh,
and that's a major incident for Unusual.
He just can't keep it straight. Now he's behind Boomer, and he's gonna give Boomer a huge push into the front straight. Here he comes to the inside. Can he make the move?
Drifting, he qualified pole, and he's still holding the race lead. We'll see if he can't get that gap back up. Meanwhile.
Yeah, Mabel right behind. Lap traffic, lost a tire early in this race, and now they have fallen down the deep end. Back up to our drivers battling for second. Unusual still in fourth. NASCAR Boys taking a considerable lead on all of them. Here comes Boomer. Boomer and Unusual into the wall hard. Unusual airtime, they're on top of each other.
They managed to keep it clean, however.
Yeah.
But quite a lot of action here on lap 10 with 36 laps to go now. Meanwhile, Unusual looking for a move on NASCAR Boy. To the inside he goes. Not quite able to get it done right now. Unusual falling down into P4 here. We'll see if he can't try to claw anything back. Boomer into the wall off of T1. And the 33 onto that right left rear rather quarter. They managed to keep it going.
And what can Boomer give NASCAR Boy? NASCAR Boy has a massive lead now. And the way Boomer's been running, they've just been losing rather than gaining spots while contending in the front. So we'll see if they have anything to give NASCAR Boy.
Yeah, another thing we've got to consider here is that press to pass rather. 2 minutes of that for the 25 machine. Hopefully he'll be able to maintain some of that. Little bit of contact on the last turn. Onto the front stretch he goes.
And Boomer's around. Just before the front stretch in the last set of corners, he is all over the place. Blue flag as Drift runs into some lap traffic now right in front of Drift. Looks to be Sierra. Sierra's gonna have to get that position up. Blue flag called by race officials, and they're gonna still. Yep, there we go.
There goes the 31 past Sierra. Not gonna slow him down at all, as there's a 22.25 second gap to the second place guy of NASCAR Boy.
NASCAR Boy is just escaping from the drivers he was just battling with, one of them being Unusual, who got past Boomer, and he's high up, almost over, after getting big contact with the wall. And we're gonna have to see if Boomer pits soon. They are on that alternate tire compound, so they're gonna have to pit earlier than everybody else. They are running great laps at the moment.
146 seconds of press to pass for Boomer. We'll see if they try to conserve some, or if they try to go all out here.
It looks like they are starting to conserve a bit. Boomer just now crossing the start-finish line. In front of Unusual, you could see NASCAR Boy. All these drivers who were just at each other's throats for position have fallen away from each other. And NASCAR Boy is the one who's been taking off. Back up to Drift. Let's see how they are doing. Up in the front, just got past lap traffic of Mabel. Or no, Sierra. Mabel is... He blew another tire. Mabel without their right rear. The second tire blowout they've had today, and they're gonna have to hopefully make it into pit lane here.
We'll see how well he nurses his back into pit lane. It's not looking so good until he does actually cross the line. But that car is completely destroyed, because he's gonna now be able to respawn his car, maybe, and get things going again.
Yep, that's the second time they've had to reset after blowing a tire, and back up to Unusual, who's now look like they're gaining time on NASCAR Boy. Here he comes in the front straight. NASCAR Boy's gonna have to keep setting good laps through this first set of corners. And here comes Unusual, sends it too
Unusual
high.
sends it in deep. It looks like he lost one of his wings. Probably not, though.
Yeah, no, they didn't lose as much time as I thought they would, since NASCAR Boy slammed into the wall as well. Here he comes, makes the move, hard into the wall. Won't be enough.
And NASCAR Boy just absolutely giving him nowhere to go there. I wouldn't be surprised if the race officials say something about that.
Maybe. NASCAR Boy getting into the wall again. It's going to be a matter of time before they're risking their tires blowing out here. So we saw 2 times with Mabel.
Meanwhile, looking with Mabel, he has nobody behind, nobody in front of him. Clean air. We'll see if he can't try to make up some of that time that he's lost from the situation he's had at the start of the race.
And back to a driver who's had a lot of issues early in this race. It's Durser. They started second, but hard into the wall goes Durser.
Yeah. Hard leg for double as well. He's managing to keep it going.
And Sierra, 4 laps down, just got blue flagged by the leader moments ago. Now right behind Sierra, looks like they're doing with Daw. Daw, driver even further down, maybe 10 laps down.
Ooh, Unusual. Something happens, we're not quite sure what, but he's able to get it going, as there's also another driver that stopped. He's also able to get it going. A lot of incidents is happening at that specific point of the track.
Yeah, and here comes Unusual. They get the pass on NASCAR Boy. NASCAR Boy's not going to let it go. Here they come. Contact, lots of contact. through that hairpin there. And Unusual gets it going better. Both of them slamming into the wall in that corner. All drivers have been having issues there. And with Mabel, it's costed them their tires early in this race. And here comes NASCAR Boy, another big run. Can they make anything out of it? We'll have to go extra low and lose even more time as they go too low into the inside wall there in that corner. And NASCAR Boy is Unusual starting to escape with second. Boomer, they were just up here contending for this spot. They've lost a lot of time recently. They're just now approaching the line, on that alternate tire, getting into the wall twice. And every driver every driver seems to have a lot of issues early here with taking these corners without wrecking themselves. Back up to Unusual. NASCAR Boy's gonna hit him hard. Lodge the front of his car under Unusual. And oh my goodness, they're gonna lose lots of more time on Drift, who keeps gaining and gaining. On second place, Mabel in the pit road.
Out of the pit lane. We'll see if anybody else catches up and Mabel holds them up or not, but it's currently looking unlikely on this final lap. Meanwhile, NASCAR Boy looking to get past the 33 of Unusual. I doubt it's not the final lap, it's lap 17. But yeah. I'm quite interested to see if NASCAR Boy closes that gap to Unusual.
Yeah, NASCAR Boys had a great day so far. Early in the race, that big battle, those drivers, NASCAR Boy, Unusual, Boomer, had that completely ruined their shot at contending with Drift, who has just ran away with it. If we go to our championship standings here, first is Cam. Drift is 22 points behind. Since Cam is not here, Drift can gain a lot of those points back by winning at Detroit and make his run at the EDRS Season 1 Championship. And here it comes. NASCAR Boy again, Unusual losing a lot more time. Hard into the wall goes Unusual. NASCAR Boy's right on his rear bumper. Cannot get there, and he's going to go wide. Unusual keeps the position. He's going to have to keep worrying about NASCAR Boy through these next few laps. And going to we'll just check up on them. They're currently 14 laps down. Joined late here. Had some issues in the garage. Just now came out on the track. Mabel hit the wall 2 times. Dawes around hard into the wall going onto the front stretch. And that's going to mess him up. Mabel here in the 11 had lots of issues with their tires today. Right in front of Mabel is going to be Sierra. Hard into the wall, and oh my goodness, what happened with Mabel? They're just gonna overrun the corner and slam into the wall. Surprised they haven't even taken more damage to the front of that car. As Unusual, falls 30 seconds behind the leader.
Losing his tire. He's not gonna be able to get it to the pit lane at the moment.
That's gonna be a caution, maybe.
He's able to get it back going. We'll see how well he nurses it back to the pit lane. Caution is thrown for that.
And there goes Drift's run.
Drift having to back it down. Impressive run. About 20 seconds.
Into the pit lane is Unusual.
Dom in the back with his crash was complaining of lag crashing. He's going to make it to the pits.
Yeah,
we'll see if he's able to quickly get it backed up into that blue square on pit entry, just to get it respawned. He does.
Yep, and NASCAR Boy will take second. Oh my goodness, Unusual slamming to the wall. Unusual goes onto alternate tires. Let's see what NASCAR Boy did. NASCAR Boy's staying on primary. Yep. As they lose time, I wonder who's going to get their laps back. I think everybody will just get, or no, only Durser will get free pass maybe. We'll see. the officials do.
Boomer going up 4th in the standings at the moment. Boomer notably stayed out during this yellow flag that stops. Oh, is that unusual? Getting a little bit into the wall, trying to get Boomer behind caught up.
So field is back to pacing.
Everybody back together, as we've already said. Drifting leads from NASCAR boys from Unusual, your top 3. And it's Boomer, Sierra, Desert, Nebel, and Dom. Sierra's 3 laps down, Nebel 5 down, Desert 4 down. We'll see where Dom ends up at the end of this lap. Oh, into the final part of the track. He runs head on into the escape area.
Yeah, Dom might end up just pulling it back into pit road with how many lag issues they've been having. That's like the 6th time during their run here at Detroit. Joined late, having lots of issues. And NASCAR boy will be starting behind lap traffic. How can they gain back up to the leader of drift once we get back going green? They are gonna wait maybe for Daw to catch back up. We would have been going green right now. So
on 15 laps down from Nebel's 5, Desert's 4, and Sierra's 3.
Yep.
He's, like you said, he did start late, having issues with his car as well, as he should be able to go back green this time.
Yeah, we are doubling up here. Maybe we'll start on the front row. I believe, maybe not. What happened to
Dom being allowed to...
I think they're getting their laps back. A lap back.
It might be getting a lap back.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then Sierra is 2 laps down, Desert is 3, Mebel is 4, and Dom is 15.
Or they're just letting lap cars pit. I'm not sure.
We'll see, as no, they're not letting lap cars pit. But most likely it's going to be them allowing lap cars to get a lap back.
And that means we are going to go green this time. They will make it back before we reach the front straight. And it will be Drift, followed by NASCAR Boy, followed by Unusual to lead us off to green. And Boomer back. I don't know, they've always been on the lead lap. Another driver fighting for the win now. I believe if you're Sierra, like Sierra, Desert, Mabel, your race is pretty much done for the win.
All of the top 4 going into the pit lane. We'll see who comes out first. I have a feeling it's going to be Drifting. Got that pit box closest.
And Boomer.
Boomer finds himself 2nd. NASCAR Boy up into 3rd, and Unusual down to 4th.
Yeah, that shakes up things a lot. Now Boomer has a real shot at getting a win. Go back to our lap. Traffic is catching back up still.
Yup, Desert into the pit lane. We'll see what he does. If he switches from the hards to the primary tire. Stopping on pit road, he may have missed it. He may have missed his pit box.
He's having a lot of issues here. Gonna stop exactly where Drift stops, so I'm gonna see what comes of that. I'm not sure. Officials are just gonna let him
stay on. I believe he's gonna stay on those secondary tires. We'll see if they get faster here.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they've been pretty fast with Drifting, especially having qualified pole.
He did qualify 2nd, so he is fast, but got unlucky at the beginning of the race. I believe he had some sort of lag issue that caused him to to start near the back, and all the lap cars will get back in the lead lap, I think, maybe. That would certainly be.
There goes one of the lap cars catching up.
Yep. It'll be Daw, followed by Dursert, followed by Sierra, followed by Mabel, who's just now starting to catch up. And we will be going green this time, I believe.
We might be if Desert rather, and whoever was in front of him are able to catch up. Looks like
I think they did.
Looks like one of them are.
Yeah, we're all caught back up.
Believe that was Ebel. "24 laps to go as we cross the line here. We'll see if they get it back going here. Most likely, they're going to get it back going as we come back to the start-finish line. Or rather, no. Just resetting the
Yeah, we're about to go green here on that front or back straight coming up. These next two corners, we're going to double up shortly here. And everybody's back to the, yep. Tail flag is out. That means we are about to double up.
Yep. The cyan, I believe that is flag being displayed. Letting the drivers know to get ready to double up or go back green. One of the two.
See what we're doing. Oh no, doubling up this time. Green flag.
Green. Yes, we are. Drifting with a good start. He pulls a little bit away from Boomer.
NASCAR boy getting a lot of time in that restart as well. Here we go into the first corner. Problems. NASCAR boy is going to go slow. All the way back to the back. Hard into the wall. Goes Durser. Back up front.
Meanwhile, Boomer up front, he does get contact in that with the wall in that turn. Somebody, it looks like, was on somebody else's spoiler.
Yeah, that was NASCAR boy on Durser. And Drift just escaped with no issues at all. So we watch Boomer try to catch up. Boomer's making good time here. Will it be enough to catch up to the leader?
A testament to his pace.
NASCAR boy hard into the wall.
Because as we've noted yesterday, he was really quick. Coming out of qualifying. Qualifying pole. 23 to go here.
We're gonna have to look at NASCAR boy. First corner was a disaster for them. They got stuck against the inside wall in the first corner of the restart. And now they're back competing with the likes of Daw, who was just 14 laps down earlier. A disaster for the 25 car, who was just fighting for a win earlier. Now they're trying to claw their way back up from the back. Durser had a good restart. They're up to fourth. Trying to get back into this thing. Unusual in third, trying to get a pass now. On Boomer, here he comes. Boomer tight into the first wall. Out of that corner.
Moving to the inside. Not quite going to be able to find the momentum, and they do make contact. Crossing the line. 2 seconds clear of Boomer and Unusual. Rather, 4 seconds clear.
Make that even more in these next few laps as Unusual just keeps battling with them. Drift is escaping with style. But on these front stretches, P2 and P3 gain even more time. You can see Drift is at a 1 minute and 7 lap time. That is the lap you see in qualifying, not the race. Everybody else is 2-3 seconds behind that pace. So it's going to take a lot for these drivers to catch up. Boomer
and
into the wall.
Just saw it earlier, but Boomer using up some of his press to pass. Right now, he's at 109 seconds of that left. Meanwhile, Unusual looks to the inside. He's able to get the move done for a second, hoping to catch up with the leader drifting. few mistakes from Boomer does allow Unusual to do that.
Yep, Unusual's now gonna try to catch up to Drift, which has put a big lead on second. 5 seconds now, but Unusual is in that clean air. They have 99 seconds of push to pass left. And they're gonna have to start using some of that as they get closer to Drift, if they get closer to Drift. Now hard into the wall. Daw is out. Yeah, Daw into the wall again. Can they make it back to pit road? Their front right tire's out. And
that's the second time that's happened for Dawn.
Yep.
Not the best race for him. In 15 laps into the race, started 15 laps down. That's the second time he's made contact with the wall to get his tire like that.
And yeah, back up to Durst, hard into the wall, battling for fourth with NASCAR Boy, trying to get back up to this field again. Like I said, 75 seconds to push it past left. We've been using that a lot recently, and I think that it would be a good idea to just keep it straight for these next few laps, not make much contact with anybody, try to push those tires to the end, and wait for the people in front of them to make a mistake. You can see Durst start to gain more time on Boomer in front of him, and as these drivers get back close to each other, and just like that, Boomer makes a mistake, big one, back down to 5th, and hard into each other, NASCAR Boy and Durst.
NASCAR Boy's tire. Oh, I believe. No, Boomer's right rear tire is gone. He might have to park it here.
Yeah, he's going to have to park it. Caution's going to come out for the second time at Detroit. And he might be able to claw his way back. That right rear tire just completely destroyed itself in that last corner before this front straight.
Oh, he's not going to be able to.
And Drift does not like to see cautions. He just wants to see green flag runs. And
dang, he lagged.
Wanting to get another. See what is official paid for that.
yeah.
Meanwhile, the leaders making their way onto the final part of the track. We'll see who pits at the moment. NASCAR Boy takes it, as does Mabel.
Both of them are on that soft tire compound. You can see they're the alternate tire, meaning they are not able to make quite the run that drivers on that primary white tire compound you see are able to make. Drift is going to stay out, and they've been on that alternate
big
tire.
Mistake for NASCAR. I believe he also missed his pit box.
Big issues still. Unlucky. They've fallen from a contender for the win down to fighting for last. It's not been a great day for them.
Double wide with, I believe, that would be Mebel.
Yeah, and
He backs off.
Boomer's our first driver to have to park it after hard contact with the wall. And we're going to have to wait for Daw after lagging to try to catch back up. Boomer is actually going to get back on the track. I believe they got one free reset used. I don't know how many free resets you get. I think it's just one, so that will be...
It would be just one.
Yeah.
19 to go here on lap 27 here on the C Sports Network. The best racing, the best audience. NASCAR Boy leading the field from drifting. I believe drifting had to pit.
No, drifting's still out.
Drifting's still out.
Yeah, it's an error from the ticker as NASCAR Boy, yep, still in the back. Believe officials just set the laps wrong, which allowed NASCAR to cross first on accident. But in second, Unusual had to claw their way past Boomer, who is now in the back after losing a tire for that spot. And here we come. I believe we will have our second Row Racing Development Hub restart in the streets of Detroit this time around. See if the teal flag gets waved at the start-finish line, telling drivers.
Boomer and Dom 119's last lap. We'll see if they try to catch up with the leaders in terms of lap times.
Yeah. They will definitely be trying to claw their way up through this field. As we've been saying, NASCAR Boy's going to pull into pit lane again.
Oh, not quite sure what his strategy is there. He's on that secondary tire. We'll see if he changes over to the primary. No. A little bit of a splash and dash there. Teal flag is waved.
And if I'm NASCAR Boy, you only have 74 seconds to push to pass left, so it's going to be a tough one. We're about to restart on this front stretch.
Yeah, if you're an NASCAR Boy, you want to try to save as much of that as possible.
Watch those green and magenta flags on the track coming to the restart zone. And Drift will be leading us off for our second row racing development hub restart.
Magenta flag is waved, is green. Drifting, getting another amazing restart. They're 3 wide in the back. Unusual, about a second or about a car length rather behind.
And Drift makes a mistake. And Unusual is gonna make another mistake as well. That's just showing, oh, big contact in the back. Mabel's involved. Mabel has big damage.
Yep, their wing is gone. Both front tires are also gone. That's gonna cost them a whole lot.
Upside down is NASCAR Boy.
Caution is immediately thrown.
What in the world happened?
Both stopped for a second. NASCAR Boy did get it going, but he's gonna have to make his way back to the pit lane. Still able to keep it going here.
Good news for Mabel, bad news for NASCAR Boys. They are upside down. I believe that will be it for them, unless they are able to get a free reset after that.
Visual also having to reset.
Yeah, that's interesting. Probably an incident that was involved with NASCAR Boys flip. Oh my goodness. Awful pit road exit for Unusual while repairing their car in pit lane. And back up to our leader.
No damage at number 33.
You've got to be careful with that, just so you don't try to damage it even more.
Amanda push to pass left. Let's go to Drift. They have 200 seconds to push to pass left. That's how you know they've been dominant. Even if they fall behind to second, they still have enough of that left to gain all that back. And our first run of pit cycles will begin this time if necessary.
Yeah, guys like Unusual with 90 seconds of push to pass left.
And
if I'm guys like Unusual, I'm absolutely gonna be saving my push to pass towards the end of the race.
And in front of Unusual is Mabel with 165 seconds to push to pass, mostly because they've been having to reset their car a lot. They also haven't been battling as much. And in second, I believe, might be Daw. Somehow, someway, they've taken that car that's been through so much tonight up to second. And there are a lot of cars on this alternate tire compound. You can see Sierra there in third. As Drift stays out, Unusual pulls it into pit lane for another pit stop. Probably a dash and go here, maybe? No. Looks like it's gonna be for tires or something. Yeah, it might have been for fuel. Think about it. And can Drift push it to the end. 85% fuel left. And that alternate tire. See Sierra getting contact from in front of them, and we are going to go green this time for our third restart, sponsored by Road Racing Development Hub.
Yeah, Dom, it says, is in the lead, but I doubt that, as he is still a lap down.
And
Green flag back in the air. Dom pulling to the outside. He's gonna try to make a move to gain a position. Not quite gonna be able to do so as they head into one.
Here comes Daw right behind. Daw's gonna gain lots of time, cannot get the exit. Drift is gonna escape. Meanwhile, in the back, we have big contact. Durser in the middle of it all. Falling back to third to last. The driver's around.
Oh, Tom, he's gonna cause a pile up. I wouldn't be surprised if the IndyCar officials say something about that.
And Daw in second is catching up to the leader, Drift. Drift is the wall. Here he comes through the final corner to the start finish line with 60 to go. He has time. He has fuel.
Also losing his left front tire. That is, he's gonna have to bring it to the pit lane. Is he gonna be able to do so? Oh,
he should be able to.
Yeah, he is able to. Trying to get that car respawn quickly.
And
I believe he's also able to do so.
Daw's falling back to third, maybe fourth now as NASCAR boy on the outside's gonna gun him for that position. And here comes Sierra looking for a win here at Detroit, right behind the leader, which is still drifting.
Oh, Sierra's going wide. Sierra with massive contact to the wall. That gives NASCAR boy a chance. NASCAR boy getting lifted up a little bit. Also, he's able to keep it going. Sierra still making mistakes.
All those mistakes gives Drift even more time on these drivers fighting. NASCAR boy, big contact with Sierra, gives him a little push that allows him to escape. Meanwhile, Daw there looking for the spot to the inside, crossing the start finish line into the left rear tire of NASCAR boy. Here comes Daw. Sierra loses time as well. NASCAR boy looking for a second again. NASCAR boy was just in the back a few laps ago, hard into the wall. They lose their front left tire after big contact on the front straight.
They're still able to keep it going here. Let's see if he can't get that lead back up.
And last lap time's unusual as the fastest lap on the racetrack. However, they're in fifth. Do they have enough time to gain back on Drift? I believe Drift's last lap wasn't calculated, so maybe Drift was faster. Back up to Sierra, which has gained a considerable amount of time from P3, which is Daw. Unusual's now hunting for that position from Daw, and Daw goes around. Hard hit against the wall.
Also into the wall. He's able to keep it going, rocking that Cadillac fire suit, looking absolutely amazing at 22.
Drift loses a tire, and that's going to bring out the caution. I'm not sure what else would have brought it out.
That's the first notable mistake from drifting here. We'll see if he doesn't make any more mistakes or if he's able to keep the rest of his race clean.
The bad thing, he lost that tire after pit lane. Can he race or pace all the way back around the track to pit lane before this car cannot push anymore without that front right? And that might have just been a tire blowout from the fact that they are on that alternate tire. They've been pushing it for so long on that alternate tire. It's been like 20 laps on it. So we're gonna have to see if he can make it back, getting pushed from on by Sierra. And this will set us up for yet another restart.
Also, a little bit. I was behind doing the same thing. Here again, leaving. Not quite pushing the 31.
But still able to keep it going.
Yeah, I think Drift's going to be able to make it back in that 31. Orange and black Drift's designs, Indycar. And if we go
Might
to
be
our
able to.
schedule here, you see right now, round 7 Detroit, next weekend, round 8 at Milwaukee, an oval track for the second or third time here in this EDRS IndyCar Series season. And then round 9, Fontana, going to Auto Club. Round 10, Road America in Wisconsin. That's going to be a big one. And round 11, rounding it out with Nashville. And round 12, Laguna Seca in California. And back to the race.
Drifting leads here with a down right front tire rather. Ahead of Sierra just half a second, as we see on the leaderboard. Behind them, it's unusual. He's been pretty consistent all week, all day long, all race long rather. Dom starting 15 laps down. He is able to get back up, and he's currently sitting in 4th. Mabel in 5th. Boomer behind him 6th.
Yeah,
Desert in
Mabel's in
7th.
pit road.
8th.
Mabel, NASCAR boy, Drift. I believe maybe it's either Daw or who is that? Or Boomer. Yeah, that was Boomer out of pit road. Drift. They've been dominant in this first part of this race, but now they're starting near the back, coming across to the front straight of this racetrack. Sierra will lead us off to the, I believe, 3rd restart. No, 4th restart. 3rd or 4th restart. Magento's out. A green flag.
Restart.
Is there enough time? Unusual's gaining.
Boomer in the back, not getting the best restart, getting past, I believe, drifting. Or no,
Drift is going to get a awesome restart, gaining so many spots after the rest of the field just gets into each other there. Back down to Mabel
up
in the
into
back.
4th, currently fighting for 3rd. Oh, contact! Him and Unusual, along with the 11, I believe that is, getting into it there.
Back to
They're
a NASCAR boy. Drift. Up to 4th. Drift's going to get rammed. Drift is having such an unlucky restart as Unusual gains on Sierra. On Sierra's back bumper across. In front of the racetrack, massive pileup.
Cars on 1, caution is thrown out. It looks like drifting's gonna never mind.
NASCAR boy. And they're gonna use blunt force to separate them. NASCAR boy spun, went around in the middle of the racetrack, and collected Dursert. And that was probably the most violent wreck we've had so far today. And Boomer in the back, no, Daw in the back is gonna spin around again under caution. Back up to our leader, it is Sierra, but not by much. Right behind, no, our leader's actually Unusual. Sierra in 2nd. Drift up to 3rd after that massive incident involving Dursert, the NASCAR boy. And now Drift is back up into contention for the win here. I believe we'll have our last round of pit stops and restarts on this lap. And a late race caution fest. Lots of yellows, lates here. Not sure if you're supposed to pit under yellow at this track. I know at earlier tracks in the season you weren't supposed to. I believe it is allowed here. Unusual stays out. Everybody does. Coming to the teal, I believe. Yep, we're restarting this time. And I believe the whole field catching back up to each other. NASCAR boy in pit lane after wrecking. So as Durser, both of them will be in the back on this next restart. Unusual will be the one leading us off to green. Well, all around in the back, drivers getting into each other under yellow. Mabel is going to be slow on this next restart. Maybe we'll have to pace for another lap. In the front, coming to the green flag again. Drift in third, right behind Sierra, coming to this first corner here. Sierra brakes way too much and gets passed by the likes of Durser. Back up to the front, huge contact with the wall. Unusual, and Sierra Unusual loses their left rear tire. They will still be in the front, holding back Sierra. Sierra gets contact with them, and Sierra's on top of Unusual. If they can separate it, then we'll be good. Avoiding another yellow gonna happen. This will most likely be yet another yellow flag light, I believe our 5th. No, they do get it separated and back up to the leader. It is Drift. After lots of contact early in this race, now it's a hold off NASCAR Boy for this lead. NASCAR Boy goes wide. Right behind NASCAR Boy, it's Durser. Almost side by side for the lead. NASCAR Boy hunting down. The number 31 car, Drift. NASCAR Boy goes high. The switchback won't work through the first hairpin. And 9 to go. NASCAR Boy getting lots of contact with the wall there, as Drift separates even more. Drivers like Unusual having to take a reset in pit lane. And Drift, our dominant driver early in this race, is now out front with 9 to go. NASCAR Boy, lots of contact with that same wall again. They've had issues at that area of the track the entire race, it seems. They caused the last yellow by going around there and collecting the driver behind them, which is Durser. Both of them were on top of each other in that corner, high into the wall. Exiting onto the front straight. NASCAR Boy back up to Drift. Blue flag will be out shortly if Drift can catch Unusual. Lap traffic maybe right in front if Unusual can stay ahead. Well, let's go back to Sierra. After that restart, it was awful for them. They got collected with Unusual in the second or third corner. And that pretty much ended their race if we can keep it green till the end. Unless Drift has to pit. Drift down to 2,000 milliliters of fuel left, 66% in the tank. 150 push-up pass left though. They're going to be able to hold off NASCAR Boy, which is now down to third actually. Up to second after Durser makes a mistake in that final corner. And 7 to go. Drift has found a way to take the lead, and maybe they could save a little bit. I believe they have enough fuel to make it to the end, but it's going to be close. Right behind this 31 car Drift, we see Durser right in front of NASCAR Boy. Durser hard into the wall. NASCAR Boy is going to breeze past for second. Hard contact. And Durser loses the position. NASCAR Boy into the wall, getting airtime. And while all this battling continues, we have Drift continuing to stay in front. Blue flag here shortly to the inside. Unusual. Really slow after having to take an unscheduled pit stop for a lost tire. It's gonna fall a lap down. And Drift putting on a show. Battle for second continuing. NASCAR Boys found themselves battling for second a lot here tonight. Durcert qualified second. Had an issue early in the race. But they find themselves up in third. Mabel's actually gaining time on everybody. First corner getting to the wall there, that's not going to be beneficial. We could barely see the drivers fighting for second down the front straight. Going to unusual lap down car, Sierra. Again, big contact early, and they're going to be into pit lane. And they exit way in front of where Drift is. However, it's going to be close. Around 10 seconds to spare for Sierra as they exit pit lane. And Drift takes us to 5 to go at Detroit. Lap 41, side by side for second, I believe. Durcert falls. No, Durcert's actually gaining time. Through that first corner. Into the wall goes NASCAR boy. NASCAR boy in the 25 takes off. Down the front straight. Durcert can make a pass here in this corner. Here he comes. Using some of that push to pass. Here it comes. The number 9 of Durcert. Makes the pass on NASCAR when he goes hard in the wall anyways. Side by side still. He has the inside going to this next corner. He has the advantage. But it won't be enough. NASCAR boy's going to escape with the position. In second. And Drift is going to continue gaining time into the wall. Durcert hard. And there, wow. Hitting bumps on the track, gaining lots of airtime again there. Maybe having some issues. 83% left in the tank, and it's going to be a battle with the fuel tank. With the 31 of Drift, 56% left. Maybe battle with the tire, too. They lost the tire earlier, meaning I think they made a pit stop to change all of them back to that faster alternate tire compound. Faster on the short run, on the long run. That primary compound has a slight advantage. Not much time left for NASCAR boy or Durcert catch back up. NASCAR boy actually does have the fastest lap. Barely. A qualifying lap type speed for the number 2 car of NASCAR boy. The dog there, all the way in the back, has been pretty much by themselves this whole time with a 108. It's more close to our average lap time during a race, up to Durcert, 109.713, and back up to the leaders. NASCAR boy with that slight lap time advantage is going to try to gain time here. Based on the last lap, he is 8 seconds down. Drift continuing to put in great times at the front. 11 seconds back is NASCAR boy. He is fighting with everything he has left to catch back up, and it won't be enough. 3 to go. And Drift has a massive lead going to our championship standings. Cam, who did not show up today, is 22 points ahead of Drift for the EDRS Season 1 Championship. And it looks like EDRS Season 1 IndyCar Championship. And it looks like Drift is going to squash that 22-point lead down, maybe even take the championship points lead here. Back up to the race. Drift in the 31 continues to gain time on NASCAR boy, though it is not too far out. NASCAR boy's going to lose a tire hard into the wall. They will be able to make it back to pit lane, and they lose their front fender. Durcert right next to them. Caution light is no. 2 to go. The next caution would end it. Next yellow would end it. I don't know why that caution light thing is there. And we're gonna have to watch for yellow though, just in case. And the yellow would mean Drift is 100%. Your winner is 98 seconds to push to pass left, 49% fuel, and he has a 14-second lead on our second place. Durcert, NASCAR boy, heartbreaker. He's gonna have to pull it back into pit road with 2 laps to go, and Durcert does not have the time to catch back up. And Drift has been dominant out front all day, had some issues with those late race yellows. But he is the one to beat at Detroit, coming to the white flag. Last lap. EDRS Indycar Series is brought to you by C Sports. And 1 to go. Drift has put on a show late and given Dursert no mistakes and no time to gain any time on the leader. Mabel finds himself third after having some troubles early in this green flag run. And Drift through the hairpin. They are almost at the checkered for their win at Detroit, season 1 of the EDRS IndyCar Series. And just maybe this is what Drift need to catch up to Cam in the point standings. Last lap times, it won't matter. Lap traffic in front, and Drift through the final corners at Detroit will conquer the streets of Motor City. Drift gets round 7. And Durser follows behind. Running out the podium, it's Mabel. Now battling with Daw. We're gonna have to watch this as they come to the line. Mabel into the wall hard. In the back of the track, as they both battle for top 3. Here comes Daw. He's gonna be looking for him. To these final corners, Daw makes a big mistake, and that might do it. For the top 3, it looks like Mabel will cruise to 3rd. Daw securing 4th, NASCAR boy 5th. After having to pull back into pit road, he's actually going to lose a tire in the final lap. It doesn't matter. Drift is your winner. Coming up is your victory celebrations, interviews, and what a day for this 31 team. Persevering after starting last during one of the final restarts. And he has done it. And we will be right back for post-race interviews and more here at C Sports. Interviewing our race winner at Detroit Drift. How do you feel? Late in the race, you lost a tire, had to pull it back in to get that fixed, and you ended up winning, cruising through the field to pick up the win here, round 7 at Detroit. How are you feeling? We have a copy from them.
Drift? Yeah. It could be a bug with the VC. Hold on. Okay.
I think we just have to go to general. Yep. Alright, Drift. Do we have a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you feeling after that great win here in the Motor City?
Honestly, I feel great. It was amazing to actually be able to race.
And how did this win get you one step closer to catching back up to Cam, that 22-point gap in the point standings? How are you feeling going into these last few rounds here?
Feeling much better than I used to on my previous rounds. I like the results on what I had today, and I hope I can continue the results going further into the remainder of the season.
Alright, and next up we're going to get an interview with Durser. Congratulations to Drift there. Dominated much of the race. Durser, how are you feeling? Again, late in the race, you were in a tight battle with NASCAR Boy. Both of y'all were slamming to the wall and everything, and Drift was able to escape. How do you feel coming out of the Motor City with a position to finish?
Yeah, it's great. It's very great. We had a tough battle at the start. Had to go AFK at the start. It was great. I had to make a comeback. We could not compete with the competition at the front with Drift. So yeah, great finishing result for us.
Alright, and that is Durser there. If we look at our points standings, 1 second. It looks like Dursert is not up here yet, but after that race, they may have gotten past Maverick or Hydra in that top 5. Going back, getting an interview with Sierra late in that race where they are. Anyway, Sierra, how are you feeling after starting in the front on that last restart, not able to complete it? I believe you had some contact with NASCAR Boy when those final restarts. How do you feel walking out of here with, I believe it was somewhere around P5 or P6?
Yeah, I got P6, and to be fully honest, I'm pretty frustrated at what happened. Cause getting up into first after a long race and then just losing it all is pretty frustrating. So I don't feel too great coming out of this race.
Alright, and that is Sierra there. Got very unlucky in that final stretch. Next up, we're going to go to Daw. You had a lot of issues early in the race. You were 14 laps down to begin that final, or actually you're 1 lap down for most of the race. As soon as we started having yellows, you got that lap back, even contended for the win. How are you feeling walking out of here with a top 5? If we do have contact or copy with Daw. I do not think we do.
I think he's having an issue at the moment. Give him like a few seconds.
Alright.
Discord's being funny today. That's weird.
Alright. Anyways, while
You
we
should be.
try to
Oh,
get...
you're not server muted. Let me. Try and check. Maybe push the push the top. I'm not sure. All right, that's unfortunate.
Alright, well, while Daw tries to get that together, next up we're going to interview Mabel there. You fell down a few laps early in the race. You were able to get back up in contention. I believe you're the one who had contact with NASCAR Boy in one of the final laps. How are you feeling walking out of here with third, I believe?
I have gotten very unlucky in the start, but thankfully the ending I got very lucky, made it up. I'm very happy with the results.
Alright, and that is Mabel there we have any other interviews. I'm not sure if we do. Oh, Daw, how are you feeling? Again, you fell 14 laps down early after joining late, and you did get those laps back after a series of cautions that lasted like 20 laps or so. How are you feeling walking out of here at the top 5?
I feel like I had the pace to be on the podium today. There's a lot of crashes, and yeah, I didn't practice enough.
All right, and that is Daw there, P4 after losing that spot to Mabel late. And lastly, Fennec, would you have anything to say?
Well, I mean, we had a pretty clean race overall. Not as many cautions as we've seen in previous rounds, which is an improvement, of course. Definitely a lot of action for such a tight street circuit, and Detroit has been an overall successful round, I'd say. New rules coming into play. Well, not new rules, but just different decisions being taken by the stewards as to opening the pits and such. And I think it's made the competition a lot better, a lot closer. And yeah, just in general, it's been some pretty good racing.
All right, and that is Fennec. And congratulations to everybody. That was a pretty clean race until we got to the middle. And that'll be all from Detroit. See you next round at Milwaukee here on C Sports. Going to the final remarks.
This telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or re-uploaded in any form without giving explicit credit to C Media, the featured properties under its C Sports division, and the sanctioning bodies featured in this presentation.